Trinidad and Tobago. Also known as the land of the hummingbird, Trinidad is located in the South Caribbean Sea, a mere 7 miles north of the South American nation of Venezuela. Trinidad is one of the richest and most ethnically diverse nations in the Caribbean. It also boasts a rich cultural and political history. The capital city, Port of Spain, is a major trade, commercial and shopping center, and is also a leading candidate in the race to house the permanent secretariat of the Free Trade Area of the Americas. But every day in Trinidad, whilst this wealthy nation goes about its business, a child is forgotten and failed by the society which is supposed to protect him.
Okay, well, we just met our first child. His name is Ronaldo. I passed him when I was walking up to churches, and then I realized that he was the same one we had to go back by eventually. And Tammy and I went back by him, and he wanted something to eat, so we got him some breakfast. And while we wanted to help him, it was difficult to trust him because he was so guarded when he was talking to us. So eventually we came back to churches, and he was telling us a little bit about how he sleeps in the car park because he doesn't live anywhere. And a lady makes him pay $10 a day for pants. And well, his pants are torn, so I don't know who gets any pants. And when we came back to churches, he wouldn't talk to us. He was almost suspicious, very uncomfortable, and we started to write.
What happened to you when you went to the station?
Huh?
What happened to you when you went to the station?
They locked him up. For what?
For what? Why? Just like that?
Because I lock up a loitering case.
For what?
Loitering case.
Loitering?
And we started to write. She said a lady did this to him in the past, and she said she wasn't going to use the note, and she carried it to the police station, and he got locked up for loitering. And after that, he just walked out. I thought it would have been easier than this, but it really is difficult because he says he's 15 and he can't be more than 10. And what is a 10-year-old child doing for this thing on the street? I don't know what to do. I don't know. It's hard to go back and try to find another child and hope the situation will be better.
So how come you're not at school? How come you're not at school?
Which one do you want to go?
Wanted to be a pilot.
Which one you wanted? You want to be a pilot, you could still be a pilot? You don't think? It could happen. Now what you want to be now then? If you say you wanted to be a pilot, what do you want to be now?
Army.
You want to be in the army? You have to be strong and things for that, you know?
I'm strong. Yeah? My brother's in the army.
Yeah?
My uncle in the army. Your uncle in the army? So how come you're not in school then? If you want to be in the army? You gotta go to school and learn. I guess suspended. What for?
Suspended? What school you used to go to?
Barataria.
Junior sec?
Oh. But why you get suspended? Why? I'm fighting. Why are you fighting? You look like a nice boy was coming on my girlfriend and I beat him up.
You beat him up? What happened to the boy? Nothing? Did you end up
Just got busted.
Well, your boss said it.
At school.
What did you do? You didn't come around your girlfriend again?
Boy. How old you said you were? Huh? How old you said you were? What are you looking?
So wait, you didn't get suspended. That just means you tell you to go home for about 2 or 3 days. They don't.
Like I get suspended for a year. Until next. I think we should go back to school though. Why you don't want to go back to school? No, I'm going back to school. When? When?
Next year, let's let you back in.
When I come back.
They can't be fighting and then because if they fight, they might kick you out again.
But why they suspend you for a year? I don't understand.
That's kind of long though.
Yeah? So you go back.
But you hit him with a stone, you hit him with a piece of a mountain?
But I can cruise.
Oh, you were like here?
Uh-huh.
Oh, okay. So, where your mom and your dad? They
I
home?
never see my father.
They never see your father?
Never.
Oh, okay. And your mom, she home with you? Oh.
Take care of her. I take carry back home. Think for she to eat. She said, she have a baby too. She have a baby?
She pregnant or she had the baby already?
She had the baby.
Oh, okay. Boy or girl?
Boy.
You like carnival?
I like her.
I love carnival.
Judy.
No.
So why
Judy is nasty. Nasty. I ain't jumping up with no mud over me at all.
I love that.
See you jump up in the mud? That is dirtiness. It's dirty. I'm telling you.
Blue devil. Blue devil?
Oh God, and you put them blue paint on you too?
No, because I was evil.
You were evil? When?
I was bust the boy head.
Who told you you were evil?
And to watch on wrestling.
Yeah.
Is watch wrestling.
Yeah.
So you have a man named Kim
Yes.
and my uncle.
With the long black hair? He has
And he had on a
long...
mask.
Yeah. As your uncle? Oh, okay.
On father's side.
Oh, okay. So because Kane is your uncle, you think you're evil?
My mother told me my father evil, just like your brother.
And she said you're evil like your father?
Yeah? I used to jump off tree, bust my nose.
That's what you used to do? You used to jump off trees and bust your nose?
Yeah?
That's not
Either
evil.
makes you evil.
That's not evil.
Cut my foot and drink my blood.
You used to do that? You don't do that anymore? Oh, okay.
So why you used to do that? Huh? Why you used to do that? Long time I never used to like people.
That was around the time you burst the boy head? Or that was after? You weren't vexed with him
I
for
wasn't
anything?
when I never could have seen my father.
Oh, okay. You think the reason you were feeling that way was because you didn't talk to your dad? You probably missed him. Yeah.
You have pictures of him or anything?
No.
No memories.
I didn't think that we would have a good opportunity to talk to anybody after the whole incident with the first child that we talked to. But we saw this child on the street, and Timothy and I just looked at each other and were like, well, yeah, we'll just go for it. And we stopped and we just started asking him questions, and he was very, very responsive. And we bought him lunch at KFC, and we went upstairs and we talked, and he told us it's such a moving story about his family, and his mother has a baby and she's sick and he has to take food home for her. So he begged people for pizza so that he'd be able to take it home for her to eat. And you know, he's just such a sad boy. He's never known his father, and a lot of things in his life aren't good. He's neglected. He doesn't have he's clean-ish, but you can tell that he's one of those children that's on the fringes of society. And he's one of those children that could very well be lost if we're not careful. For street children and children without guidance and supervision, the cold, hard streets are, ironically, their places of learning, love, and subsistence. Children like Jeremy and Ricky, like many others, can and will be lost when society turns a blind eye and a deaf ear to their plight. However, some extraordinary jewels among us cannot ignore or be indifferent. They open their homes and hearts to the forgotten ones. One such jewel is Margaret Kistow.
Here's Miss Kistow, where she feels most comfortable among the children. And these are some of the older children. Yes, we know Anna. We met Anna just now. Oh, you're not seeing me? Yeah. Busy watching TV. What's that? I can't tell. What are we doing here? What y'all doing? Playing what? Robots in action. Baby. I'm not quite sure what you're doing. That's Carrie and her new friend. Carrie, who are you talking to?
Luciana.
Yes. And how old are you? 8 or 6? You're looking like 8. You're looking big.
What kind of situations did they come from? They've been abused, abandoned. And who brings them to support them?
How many children do you have here?
And you said there were 36. How hard? When the children first come, let's say they're starting and the police bring them off the streets, right?
Yes.
And how hard is that?
So we have to reassure them it's okay, nobody will abuse them, it's okay. And the others will come in and share with them. You don't have to, we'll share with you, give you any pair of shoes or whatever.
How did get the children? Just the parents just leave them with the police or something?
No, I would say most of the schools that have bring the children in, bring the children in, it's because of where the parents leave the children. Like on the street. Yeah, one or two. You could say about, I want to say one or two, most of the children, they was on the street. Just walking. Until they brought them in. They come like a pair of home. Sometimes police will come and drop them off. Or like if somebody like a very bad situation, or like if auntie is very, she have a so fat people, she just like her auntie, she's so fat. But take a lot of children.
What about your mom? She isn't coming?
Nah, I don't know my mother, because I don't see her when I was 9. Nah, she just always tell my father when she feels. That's how she was sick, she was outside.
She wants them. So why doesn't she? So what would you say to your mom if you saw her? What if your mom came to you and said, I want you to come home with me? What would you tell her?
I would tell her, only time I small, bring back memories. Why didn't come and take me? Why didn't say about me? I would have said like them. So she can't another time, just like me, but I did that. Stay right there, like, just come inside. No, man.
What about your father?
I really love my father.
Two. And you know your father? Two. So who dropped you off?
I don't know.
You don't know? And what, you never met your mom? Your father? How did that? Sorry. How does that make you feel?
Hard.
Odd?
Well, as they grow older, they would like to know about it, how good that is, and they're not cooked. I don't know who I'm looking for.
Did you try to look for them?
I have no idea who to put.
Have you ever had to name any of the children?
Yes.
How you feel about Auntie?
Good.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like a mother and a father.
For some of these children, the struggles in life are made somewhat easier by the love shown to them in the Kisto home. For others, however, the road is a long and arduous one, fraught with difficulty and despair.
No. Oh.
Why you want to die? Why you want to die? Why you say so? Why you say so?
Because I everything I have in tune, I can't forget it. I can hear voices in my head. So then I just tell myself, it's like something, like spirit. And it doesn't go along with us. Provoke me to try to kill myself. And everything I can't share, I remember it. I sex with him. And from my mother, who my mother living with, used to have sex with my mother. I said, no, and she never said nothing. She used to just beat me and tell me how it goes to my mom kind of thing. And she used to make it look like it. I used to try to tell myself plenty times and I never used to do it. How you try? I used to drink rat poison. I used to try to hang myself. I used to drink Clorox. I drink Clorox.
You want something to happen to you?
I want to die. I just want to be alone.
The world is a beautiful place.
No.
Why you say so?
Because all my life I live in my country pain. Never get a chance to be happy. I can't be happy again because I just try my best to do all kind of thing to make me and just leave me alone. I chop off all my hair about 5 months ago. I cut off my hands, skin, everything, my whole body, my face, just to make them leave me alone.
This way?
I do it right inside right here, in this place right here. Because I wanted to bleed to death. And I just take me with a bill and I go hard too. And I just bleed a little bit and it's not done. I think I did cut a vein. I just put on a thing back home. What like you do and then he just threw me on one side. But my mother and my stepfather he used to do my mom. Them was saying at all that them think I need to go in St. Anne's through the trainers be to get counseling.
You want counseling?
I don't know.
You want to go to St. Anne?
But St. Anne's so mad people. And? Yeah. And I don't know. What do you mean by insurance for counseling? What do you mean by that?
Okay. When they say counseling, they mean that somebody who has knowledge of how the mind works will talk to you to get you to understand that, and to talk to you to see how you feel and to help you develop inside, to help you feel happy again, to show you how to feel happy again, to show you how to.
You think I need to go there?
I don't know anything about it. I've never been there. I know that life is beautiful and you can't give up. That's what I know, because I don't give up. It's one thing about me, I don't give up. I must never give up. What did they do?
Like it's just a drop man and just like the big man. If I do it, I'll get licked. And you know what it is? My mother and them will do that to my other sister, you know. It's only me alone. Why they always picking me and not do what I do? I never do nobody nothing.
Some people are evil. Some people are just evil.
And after all of that, I still love them.
You love them? You love your mom?
Yeah, but I'm getting a little stupid.
Is that children do not need institutions, walls, computers, beds, furniture. Those things are great, but those things really are the icing on the cake. True love is what they really need, and what they need is a family atmosphere. Once that is provided for them, they will flourish, they will blossom, and they would certainly grow up to be model citizens. That is certainly my experience.
You've had some success?
Yes. Yes, yes,
Fantastic.
yes. There has been tremendous success with the children at Cry. Unfortunately, you cannot save them all. We know that statistically, but it is not that we don't try to save them all. We do the best that we can, and we leave the rest up to God. That's the most that you can do. And when you really give your all to something, there are no regrets. So even though they did not come out, as it were, the ideal model citizens that you were training them and developing them to become, you know that you would have sown a seed in their mind and in their heart and in their spirit. And there's always a hope that one day that seed would germinate and bear good fruit in their lives. So in many instances, there's great success, but sometimes, you do have instances where it is a lot more tougher, longer than one would anticipate.
But I just find it odd because Trinidad is it's a large country and it's an extremely rich country in terms of its natural resources and its people resources.
Yeah.
So why do you think we have a situation where there are so many of these homes being set up to take care of these children who are obviously being disadvantaged in their home? Is society failing?
Well, indeed, society is failing. The social safety nets are not there as they ought to be. But let's not look at just the social safety nets, like the institutions of which I was a part. Let's look at the family, the basic building block of any society. Society has it right now that the basic family structure has moved from the extended village family relationship. There's an old African adage which says it takes a village to raise a child. And as we moved from that and we came into the nuclear age, where the nuclear family of just mother, father, and children became the norm. And of course, if you know anything about social science, you would know that that particular family construct is very vulnerable, because owing to the death or the divorce or separation of one of the parents, or the abandonment of one of the parents, you are stuck with a single parent kind of household unit. And of course, many are the studies, many are the research papers, which of course berate and lament the whole issue of single parent households. Let me just hasten to add that there are indeed success stories where single parent households are concerned, and I have seen tremendous success achieved in such environments, but it's certainly not the ideal. Add to that negative as it were, ideals and principles being communicated through the media. Add to that teachers who no longer see their role as it were, a second or third parent of the child, but it's just a job, a job for them. And it's about clocking the card and doing what they can and then clocking it out, and who fend for themselves, who succeeds, who doesn't, that kind of thing. Add to that corruption in high places, add to that rogue police elements, add to that uncaring civil servants who oftentimes just again clock hard but does not engage in a lot of productive work and efficiency. A number of factors really come together to create the social phenomenon of poverty and of child abuse, and of course all of the other social ills that are associated with Trinidad and Tobago. And you said that Trinidad and Tobago is large, but of course the opposite is true. We are a very small 1.3 million population, oil rich, pitch rich, natural gas rich. There is no excuse outside of complacency, indifferenceness, and in some cases pure callousness, why we as a society cannot come together, because as you quite rightfully put it, not only do we have the physical resources, but we have the know-it-all, we have the human resources, we have the skills, but the spirit, the as it were, the mindset, the healthy, loving, caring, my problems are your problems are my problems, we are a village, we are society, we are one people mindset, that is absent for the most part in modern Trinidad and Tobago. And certainly for as long as it remains that way, we would continue to suffer from the social ills. Hippocrates put it best. There is one evil, and that is ignorance. And when one looks at empowerment, it must happen through education. But more than just education in the formal sense, what we need, as it were, is the coming together of the generations.
Life in them, to not be separated from my parents, not to be full of a freedom of expression, freedom of religion, not to be abused, ignorant, to enjoy the highest standard of healthcare.
You have a right to want to be healthy.
I have a right to be healthy.
What's that right?
Right to choose by
Tell me some rights that you have. Tell me some rights that you have. What are some of the rights that you have? Yes.
And I have the right to go to school every day.
Yeah. Any other rights? No more rights?
What's our right?
What is the right?
We're supposed to do, right? You have a right to obey your parents, you have a right to learn your way, you have a right to obey your teacher, you have a right to have a good education.
What do you want to be? What do you want? I want to be a vendor to start my own business. What do you
Don't you when you grow up?
Maybe a barber.
Gonna be a barber? That's hard work, you know. You trust to go and cut people here? Yeah? And what happened if your dog now? What happened if your dog now? You'll give it to them? You'll get another job? What you'll do if you can't become a barber? Or a lawyer? So,
Like that, you know.
if the barber and thing don't work out, you'll become a lawyer. Okay, I agree.
Timothy, if the barbering does not work out,
I can become a lawyer.
that's it.
Yes.
There will be any library of the Histo Home. And as you can see, these are books that are being used for the library, but they're in need of donations of books. So that's one way the Human Rights Connect could probably help for the Histo Home by donating books to this library.
If they have to leave the country, that kind of pride for them. Ellen, the one who can had a problem. Also want to take her to Canada, and because I didn't have first paper, she wasn't allowed to leave the country. And her both class and people. So I don't want anybody suffering with the
So that, but have you ever had any problems with the police where they try to shut down what you're doing, or have you always been cooperative?
Try to help with whatever they can do. Sometimes they would bring them and they would be able to help to get documents. They might be shipped to another division and they cannot get documents. So they show a library 58 sometimes. Like I have Andrew, he's about to see next year. And he was born in Barbados, so I don't know what else to thing on him.
And you know this, do you know who's registered over there?
Exactly.
How are you managing here? Do you get a lot of help legally? Do you get a lot of help from
None whatsoever.
volunteers?
None whatsoever. I have to try my own way to fight battles, whatever, go before the court, and it's very difficult because I go sometimes for a whole year to have custody of 5 or 6 kids. It's really tiring to sit there and listen to all these things you don't even want to hear or be around the court this much. It's very difficult. Even to have them registered, another problem. Legally, we have lots of problems, even in schools where they're being abused, or even try to kill himself at school because of the abuse that goes on in school. They have no voice, nobody should listen to their cry. They've been beaten, they must not beat it back. They must not just take whatever is dished out to them from teachers, the students, whatever. Once I went to school and Glenn, who's an abused child, was severely beaten by 11 boys, and nothing was done. Situations like these, we don't want to have to ever reoccur, because he could be a nasty child. And I'm trying not to have him behave in this manner. And I'm asking the teachers and whoever to understand where they come from. I try to treat them as everybody else, just as we treat the other girls. The court will understand a lot of pressure is put on us when children come to us and we're not able to do anything to help.
Whilst the study of human rights has always been very relevant, with especially noble aims, it has always been dealt with in abstract terms and qualified by ambiguous concepts. despite the numerous international human rights instruments and enforcement bodies, there is still wanton disregard for the rights of our fellow man.
This violation of rights is never seen to be more cruel and sad than when our children suffer. The circumstances which may cause the suffering cannot be avoided, but the extent to which that suffering is felt can be limited. It is our responsibility to protect children, to ensure that they do not suffer.
If we continue to throw a blind eye to their suffering, we then become guilty of inaction. We cannot pride ourselves on being a developed nation with growth and potential when we treat the most vulnerable in our society with such scant regard.
Our youth must always be our priority, because the child of today will be the adult of tomorrow. As the saying goes, children live what they learn. Children must be happy and safe, so that they may be just that, children. So when we think about human rights, we must put children first.